There are going to come times in your life where you are called upon to have a very difficult conversation. I can imagine times in my mind driving to people's homes or having them come to my office to engage in some of the most difficult conversations that you could possibly imagine. And over time, there's been a way of introducing those conversations that I found particularly helpful that may help you as well. You can say something like this: there's something I really want to talk to you about, and it's not something I'm eager to talk to you about. I'm not really happy about having the conversation, but because I love you and respect you, there are some really difficult things that we're going to need to talk about. And I want you to know that I'm entering into this conversation because I really do care about you and respect you. Okay. Now here's what that does. It's really hard to be mad at someone who you know does not want to have the conversation. It's really hard to get defensive with someone who is making themselves vulnerable. When you enter into the conversation by saying, this is not something that I really am excited to talk about, this is not something I'm really eager to talk about, but I'm doing it because I care, we dismantle or disarm the defensiveness that can so easily happen when we dive into a difficult conversation. We say, this is hard for me to have, I really didn't want to talk about this today, but I really love and appreciate you, I respect you, and because I value our friendship, this is something we're going to have to talk about in order to move ahead. It demonstrates that you want to move ahead. It demonstrates that your desire coming into this is not to blow things up or break things up, but to actually keep things together. Very, very simple, very easy thing to say. The trick is, don't say it unless you mean it. And here are a couple bonus items that you can do to ensure a more successful conversation. The first is define a higher level of success. Make sure that success is a win-win. It's a partnership. I'm entering into this for us, not for me. The next thing is really prayer. If we're going to enter into a hard conversation, we need to pray about that and ask God to guide us and help us. The third thing is be direct. That's Matthew 18. If you have a problem with someone, you go directly to them. We only multiply the problem and multiply the suspicion and multiply the guardedness, anger, and defensiveness if we go and talk to all kinds of other people before we go and talk to the person who we have the issue with. So we're going to define success, we're going to pray about it, we're going to go directly to them, and we're going to start the conversation in a way that brings down walls instead of puts up walls and helps them to know that we have a tender, sensitive heart toward them rather than we're coming at them to attack them. And all of this just dismantles defensiveness. One of the things that you're going to have to do in this conversation, even as you begin it, is to regulate your body. And what I mean by that is to pay attention to your heart rate, pay attention to your sweat, pay attention to your breathing, and make sure that you are not getting worked up. Because what can happen is we can start talking really, really fast. You say, I really care about you, and I really don't. It's like your body language is saying, and your cadence is saying, I really feel and think something different than what I'm telling you. I'm not being straightforward and honest with you. That's going to raise suspicions, and it's going to bring up defensiveness, and that's the last thing you want to have a productive us win-win conversation. In Proverbs 15:1, it says, a gentle word turns away wrath. We don't want to come in swinging, even if you think, oh, I'm right and they're wrong and I'm going to prove them wrong. Find out before you start doing that what is success. If your version of success, again, is like, I'm going to prove myself right, I'm going to prove you wrong, that's not going to go well, okay? Like that might be a byproduct, but if that's what you're going in to get, this is not a conversation that's going to work out in a mutual way. May not even work out for you. So be gentle, be kind, be compassionate. We all think we're right. Doesn't mean you think you're wrong. You want to begin a conversation that makes the other person have great difficulty being angry with you, because once they get angry and the walls go up, it's just absolutely over. So I hope this helps. It just gives you some guidance on how to enter into hard conversations, because we're going to have them periodically and we absolutely want to see them go well. Love that you're watching the channel. Love that you're here. Catch another video or so. And if you haven't subscribed, now's the time to do it. Love you all. Take care.